Hiya. So this is kind of a part two to the other video. Because while I was telling the story, I remembered something he did, but I forgot when it was time to tell it. So he tells me this thing that the inner bitch in me really wanted to go off on him for, but I stayed like this, just see, when you're FaceTiming with me, if I close my eyes, it's not a good sign. It's not. It's not. I'm basically shielding you from seeing that I'm rolling my freaking eyes. So what did he say? He said that some of these bitches are so full of themselves, he has to put them in their place. So he'll leave them on red until they lose their freaking minds. Now, as someone with anxious attachment who is not full of herself, like, trust me, not full of myself, because if I was great, if I was awesome, if I was any of the things that I might think I am, I wouldn't be single. People wouldn't abandon me. People wouldn't ignore me. People would see me, but they don't. So anytime I ever think that I might be worth a shit, I think about all these people that leave me on red or leave me on delivered or don't answer me. And I don't ever expect the type of treatment of immediately answer me. Because, hey, sometimes people are taking a shit and they forgot their phone. Sometimes they're watching a movie. Sometimes they're taking a nap. Sometimes they're visiting with their family. Sometimes they're out driving. Sometimes they're working. There's lots of things that can keep somebody from answering a text immediately. And I have to tell myself, it's all good. Him bragging that he treats people like that was just so distasteful to me. Because I believe in basic human decency. If you've got the time to answer that person, you answer them. You don't ignore them. And, a lot of times when you're left on red, when I'm left on red, I'm like, what did I do? I fucked up. Like things were at this point where I'm awesome, I'm cool, they can't wait to hang out with me again. And then it's radio silence. So my immediate go-to is, I said something wrong. I did something wrong. I scared them away. I was too much. And it hurts when I get in that space. Because actions speak louder than words, right? People can tell you, I've been busy. People can tell you, no, it wasn't you, it was me. But they don't know where I'm coming from. How many times I've heard that and the behavior doesn't change. It stays at that low point where I say, hey, I'm sorry if I did something wrong, or if I got out of line, or if I was too much. Like, hey, I'll just fade into the background here. Because I learned a long time ago, fighting for space is a waste of a fight. Because it either exists or it doesn't. And a lot of times I find that there isn't a space for me. There's plenty of spaces for other people in my life. And I'll even hold a space for certain people. But I know I'm nothing. You know, I know that I don't always do the right thing. I'm human. But to hear this guy brag about doing something that has hurt me on so many occasions. And, you know, I didn't think about that last night. I was just mad. I was kind of mad inside of, that's the problem with the world, is people don't think about the person who sees red, the person who gets nothing after being built up to a certain degree, the person who's used to people just vanishing. And why? Why do they vanish? I did something, or I didn't do something. It's my fault. It's always my fault. At least that's how it feels. And I didn't like hearing him brag about that, because it's like, that's cruel. Because you don't know who you're dealing with. I mean, yeah, you might be dealing with somebody who thinks they're full of themselves. Like, maybe you know she's got 5 or 6 dudes on a roster, you know. Maybe y'all aren't looking for the same thing. Maybe she's pushing you for something or other, to move in with her, or to be official or whatever. But I can't even make a friend. Not really. I mean, the last one I had, she just wanted to be on the phone all the time. And it's like, I want to hang out with somebody. And I mean, I know, like, hanging out at my house isn't the coolest place in the world to be. But I got tired of them canceling on me. That was the last time I had a friend. I haven't seen anyone since Friday. So a whole week, I haven't seen or talked to anybody other than this FaceTime conversation I had, which was way too long, with a person that I found obnoxious. And even someone like him feels like it's not only okay to do that to people, but it's what they deserve. And I think, why do I deserve that? Don't I treat people with kindness and respect? Don't I deserve some of that in return? Apparently not. That's the world we live in, right? People only give a fuck about themselves. I've always known that. And then I see them give a fuck about other people. And I hate that my mind turns into this pathetic, why not me? Because I'm too much. And not enough. Bye.